Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Danny, this is Xander and you're watching Dragonairs Club. I'm going to apologise in advance for this intro. Xander's particularly wiggly at the moment, or at least he has been, so I may well start a little bit, but grin and bear with me and we will get through this. Cool, so in today's video and the next few videos what I'm really hoping to address is basic care for bearded dragons. Okay, so this is predominantly going to be aimed at people either who've just started out with a bearded dragon and feel lost, or for people who are just starting into doing their own research for bearded dragons, and because there's such an abundance of it, you've just felt lost. So this is what we're going to help you with, okay? This is what these videos are going to be aimed at. So we're going to build up a really strong foundation for you guys together and kickstart you on the right path for your bearded dragon. There's a couple of things again with this that I kind of want to note. One of them, like I sort of just stated, was if you're trying to do your own research, I appreciate that if you're starting out now, it's probably a lot more difficult than what it has been, like, I don't know, 5-10 years ago. Because when you think of owning a reptile, most people think bearded dragon, right? Most people have one. Almost, well, to be fair, anyone who owns a reptile pretty much has a bearded dragon. So essentially there's a lot of opinions out there. So it's very easy to get lost when you're trying to do your own research on a topic such as the beardy. So this is where I really want to help you guys, and we'll help you through it. We'll get you there. So the second thing that I also wanted to bring up in regards to this is, and this is again more aimed at people who are new, is that I did this myself. When I started with owning beardies, I thought a fantastic way of learning a lot was to join a bearded dragon community group. And it didn't take too long before I realised that it's not the best way, okay? And generally the reason why is someone who really wants help, say with doing correct husbandry, with, I've seen one of the girls, with correct husbandry, with substrate, with lighting, correct heat gradients, feeding, whatever it is, you may well be, the response that you're looking for may not be the responses that you're expecting, okay? Unfortunately, there can be people who are strongly opinionated when it comes to bearded dragons, and instead of helping you and giving you the advice that you're looking for, you may well almost feel like you're being told off for not doing your own research in the first place. So go for it, you know, I'm not saying don't, I'm not trying to discourage anyone from joining these clubs. Go for it, do it, you know, there is still some sort of useful information that can be found in those places, but just be very careful that if you want advice, it can be a bit daunting. All right, so that's why I want to set up these next few videos on basic bearded dragon care. So I think if we get you started on the right pathway, with the right husbandry, feeding as much as is required for your beardy, with the right supplements, the right heat gradient, everything that your beardy needs, you know, you're going to be winning in that regard, all right? And then in the future, I'll bring up a separate block of bearded dragon videos that will be like more advanced then. But that's just sort of how I'm planning to do this at the moment. So yeah, that's kind of where we're going. Then the other thing that I wanted to bring up, guys, is actually a bit of an apology. So I've been really trying to do like one Dragonairs Club video per week. Because I work full-time alongside doing this, it's really tricky for me to devote as much time as I really want into putting loads of videos out here, okay? So instead I've been focusing my time on sort of just creating one video with the content that I'm sort of really looking for to help you guys out. And because I like to use all of my own footage, I like to involve all of my own sort of reptiles, spiders, etc. In my content, it takes me a little bit longer to get all of the footage that's relevant for the point that I'm trying to make. So my footage, especially around the bearded dragons, may well take a little bit longer, but unfortunately, yeah, I'm still going to try and sort of tighten it and, you know, get it into that 1 week slot, but at the moment it's just not really happened. So yeah, just a bit of an apology for that. But that's pretty much it. So without further ado, I'm going to let Xander run around now, so because he's absolutely desperate and he'll probably start head bobbing in a minute. And God, look at that. Look at that. That is a sight, isn't it? Blackbeard on a white dragon. Beautiful Hyper Zero. He's not happy about something. Yeah, so I'm going to let Xani sort of explore now, and we'll crack on with the video. Enjoy the content, guys, and see you on the next one. The central bearded dragon, or Pogona viticeps, is a species of reptile native to Australia that typically prefers to stick to warm, arid areas such as subtropical woodlands, savannas and scrublands. For bearded dragons, a warm habitat is crucial as they are cold-blooded and rely on external heat sources to raise their overall body temperature. These dragons are semi-arboreal and in the wild are commonly found basking on broken tree trunks off of the ground. When the core temperature is too hot, they typically look for shaded regions or burrow underground to cool off and avoid predators. In captivity, bearded dragons can live for approximately 15 years with good health and correct husbandry conditions. Bearded dragons are also omnivores and eat a diet consisting of both leafy greens and bugs. The diet of a bearded dragon requires more in-depth review and will be largely discussed in one of my next videos. To show you examples of both male and female bearded dragon genitalia, I'm bringing out two of my own personal dragons, Pandora and Rocket. As can be seen in the footage, by placing the bearded dragon on a flat surface and gently curving the tail over the dragon's back, you are then able to establish the sex of your bearded dragon. On the right hand side we have Rocket, who is displaying two oval shaped lumps indicating he is 100% a male dragon. As with Pandora, the females have one central bump just above the crease. These have been circled to show you where to look. It is often misinformed that only male dragons head bob and females wave their arms, but this is simply not the case. For instance, in terms of mating and courtship, males can often be found performing all three of these techniques of head bobbing, arm waving, and blackbearding when attempting to attract the interest of a female dragon. Other reasons for this are territorial disputes, submission, and fighting for food. This is why it is paramount that male bearded dragons are never housed together. Generally speaking, bearded dragons are very solitary creatures that do not require the comfort of another reptile companion, and under most circumstances will seriously injure or kill each other. It is also not recommended to house two females together, as these can also be very territorial and fight each other. Whereas some may dispute this and say it is safe, ultimately keeping dragons together should be avoided to mitigate risk. Bearded dragons do the majority of their shedding from hatch date up until they are 1 year old. After 1 year, the shedding will start to significantly slow down. To help a bearded dragon shed, it is vital that they are provided rough surfaces in the form of rocks and varying woods to remove loose skin. Bathing a dragon during this time does not provide the reptile any benefit, as they are dry shedders, and bathing a shedding dragon can cause further irritation to the skin. This is a very controversial topic in the bearded dragon community, with many saying to bathe frequently, others during shedding, and some state to only bathe when the dragon appears dirty. Generally speaking, the more frequently you bathe a dragon, the more chance that dragon has of developing an infection, most likely a respiratory infection, either by inhaling too much water through mouth, nose or ears, or by being placed back in an unheated tank after not being dried properly prior to this. Respiratory infections lead to very high and very fast death rates in bearded dragons. These are reptiles that do not require frequent trips to the sink in order to drink. They do not require water bowls, as they get all the necessary hydration from the salads they eat and pre-hydrated bugs. To add to this, providing a water bowl inside of a vivarium for a bearded dragon will raise the humidity levels and again increase the chances of a respiratory infection. The only necessary time for a bearded dragon to be bathed is when it is dirty from walking through poop, or if there is potential risk of a stuck shed, in which soaking and brushing with a toothbrush can be beneficial as to avoid the potential risk of loss of circulation that will lead to necrosis. Brumation is a period of dormancy in reptiles that is similar to hibernation in mammals. During brumation,
Reptiles shut down their bodies to conserve energy and may not move, defecate, drink, or eat during the brumation period. Of all known reptile species, bearded dragons are among the most common for going into brumation, which can take place at any point throughout the year and can last for a few months. However, captive reptiles do not tend to brumate for long periods, unlike wild reptiles, due to the more regulated temperatures provided in the vivarium.
What is the end goal of all this? Like, to get rich?